Now on to our big discussion point this week. Is the Premier League as competitive as it was 10 years ago?
Based on this season, no. This season's been hopeless. Like we've spoken about a few times from the top, even the top four down. Like Chelsea haven't been great. Arsenal, Tim, you've gone on about it.
Yep.
Burnley have pushed up. That's good. Everton, useless for the money they spent. Leicester, meh.
From Everton down, the league is ordinary. And Everton are 8th.
Yeah, fair call.
We look back at the top. This was some of the table positions back in 2008. Man United on top, 87 points. Chelsea, 85 points. Then you had Arsenal, 83 points. And Liverpool, 76. 5th, Everton. 6th, Aston Villa. 7th, Blackburn. Even 8th, Portsmouth. Man City finished 9th that year. And then if you look at the bottom three, Derby, that was the year that they only won one game, 11 points. Birmingham finished second last on 35 points. And Reading, 36 points.
And right now we've got Huddersfield. They're on 35. Brighton on 36.
Average,
and they're 6 points clear of the drop.
The average wins by the bottom 10 teams in 2008, 8.9 victories. In 2018, it's 6.7, and we've still got 3 games remaining.
And I can't imagine that's going to change much when a lot of the bottom teams are actually playing some of the top sides.
Even in Europe, that the English teams were performing better. Yes, Liverpool most likely going to make the final this year. But in 2008, Manchester United took on Chelsea in the final, and Chelsea played Liverpool in the semi-final.
There you go. But they've been talking about that in recent years. It has fallen away. Like Manchester City were meant to cakewalk the Champions League this year, and look what happened.
I don't think the quality of players now are as good as what they were back then as well. I think there's a lot of evenness in the division, but I just don't think the players are as good as what they were.
Do you think the rules are hurting them? As in you got to have a certain amount of English players?
Not necessarily, because those English players don't really get a chance to play.
Because they're not up to it. Like we were joking before.
But is that because there's so much money involved now that you're better off going to spend 20 million on an ordinary player from France instead of developing your own English player?
You're probably right. I don't know where to go with that.
Tim, anything?
Yeah, I'd say money, even though money was in the game 10 years ago, I'd say it's got an even bigger impact now. And like in terms of European competition, 10 years ago, PSG weren't the rich team they were.
No.
Man City is richer.
Yeah.
That was the year they got brought, I think, 2008.
No, they were bought by the Thai group, and then that Thai group sold them to the...
In 2008 or 2000?
No, I think 2010.
Okay.
Or 2009, a year later.
That was 10 years ago was before Germany won the World Cup and developed those players. So Bayern Munich weren't as strong. Real probably weren't as strong and as rich as they are now.
in that period of trying to buy the players like the Ronaldos, and Messi wasn't the Messi
was
that
still
he
a
is now.
pretty good player.
Yeah, so that, 10 years ago, Barcelona, that was their golden period as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing we can
In
see.
2008, 15 of the 20 managers were British or Irish. In 2018, 8 of the 20 are British or Irish. We're talking about competitiveness. People might be referring to us believing that the competitiveness is the top 4, and they might be saying it's better now because we've seen different teams like a Tottenham, even Man City. They're now in those spots instead of Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea. But we're referring more to the lower part of the league, and I think if you could take out 6 to 10 of the teams in the lower half of this league and put in championship teams, you won't see a difference. Because I just feel that this league is not as competitive as it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll go a stat for you. The top 10 signings of 2008 cost £221.8 million. One player cost that this year in Neymar. Like, there's inflation. That just shows how big of a factor money has become.
In 2008, Sam Allardyce was sacked by Newcastle United because the fans didn't like his style of play, and they replaced him with Kevin Keegan.
Kevin! What a man!
10 years later, Everton are most likely going to sack Sam Allardyce because the fans are revolting against his style of play.
It's time for Big Sam to move down a tier.